My daughter, I know you love Mark very much, but you cannot trade your entire life and your values to please others. Love is respect, not blind sacrifice. We often find ourselves at crossroads where the heart's deepest affections clash with the unwavering bonds of family. This dilemma, as old as humanity itself, forces us to confront fundamental questions about loyalty, self-worth, and the true nature of love. Is love an all-consuming force that demands absolute surrender, or is it a gentle acceptance that honors individual truth? Ancient wisdom traditions, particularly Buddhist philosophy, offer profound insights into the nature of attachment and the complexities of human relationships, suggesting that true harmony arises not from choosing one over the other, but from understanding the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of self-compassion. Perhaps you've also faced a similar choice, where the weight of expectations threatened to overshadow your own path. But if you've listened this far, please don't scroll away. Because the most crucial part isn't in the painful decision itself, but in the profound understanding Sarah gained about the true meaning of love and the unwavering strength of her own values. And you will want to stay to see how someone who felt torn between two powerful forces found her own balance, not by sacrificing one for the other, but by embracing her authentic self and redefining what it means to truly love and be loved. The tale of Sarah and Mark. Sarah, a talented and independent young woman, shared a profound bond with her family, especially her single mother who had sacrificed immensely for her. Her mother had instilled in her a strong sense of self-worth and the importance of pursuing her passions. Sarah also found a beautiful love with Mark, her college sweetheart. Their relationship, built on mutual respect and shared dreams, had blossomed over 5 years, and they were now contemplating marriage. Mark, the only son in a traditional family, had a mother, Eleanor, who held very high expectations for her future daughter-in-law. Eleanor envisioned a daughter-in-law who would prioritize family above all else, readily sacrificing her career to care for her husband and in-laws. Initially, Sarah genuinely liked Eleanor and made an effort to integrate into Mark's family. However, subtle conflicts began to emerge. Eleanor frequently interjected herself into their lives, from choosing their future home and interior decor to even the most minor daily decisions Sarah made. These interventions, though seemingly small, chipped away at Sarah's sense of autonomy. As Sarah and Mark began to seriously discuss their wedding and future, Eleanor's expectations became explicit. She expressed her desire for Sarah to give up her current job, a career Sarah loved and had dedicated years to building, to focus solely on being a wife, mother, and caregiver for the family. Eleanor believed this was the duty of a woman in a traditional family. Sarah felt deeply hurt and conflicted. Her career was not just a job. It was an extension of her identity and a source of her independence. Mark, caught between his love for Sarah and his desire not to displease his mother, tried to mediate but failed. His inability to fully support Sarah left her feeling isolated and unsupported, intensifying her internal struggle. One evening, after a particularly heated argument with Mark about this very issue, Sarah retreated to her mother's home. Her mother, who had always been her unwavering pillar of support, saw the exhaustion and pain etched on her daughter's face. She embraced Sarah, holding her close, and spoke words that resonated deep within Sarah's soul. "My daughter, I know you love Mark very much, but you cannot trade your entire life and your values to please others. Love is respect, not blind sacrifice." In that moment, Sarah realized she stood at a painful crossroads. Either sacrifice her authentic self for the sake of love and her future in-laws, or uphold her core values and potentially lose Mark. Her heart felt torn in two, caught between her deep affection for Mark and the sacred bond with her mother, whose unconditional love and values had shaped her. It was a moment of profound clarity, revealing that sometimes love and family can lead us to agonizing dilemmas, where there are no easy answers about which holds more weight. The commentary, a Buddhist or life wisdom view. Sarah's mother's poignant words, "Love is respect, not blind sacrifice," cut to the heart of a profound dilemma that many face: the perceived conflict between personal desires and familial expectations. This tension often leads to suffering, dukkha, not because love or family are inherently problematic, but because of our clinging, upadana, to certain outcomes, roles, or idealized versions of these relationships. In Sarah's case, the suffering arose from the clinging to the idea of a perfect union with Mark that demanded the sacrifice of her core values, and from Eleanor's clinging to traditional roles that denied Sarah's individuality. This illustrates how dukkha is not merely pain, but the dissatisfaction that arises from our attachment to impermanent things and our resistance to the way things truly are. From a Buddhist perspective, this situation calls for the cultivation of right view, samadhi. Right view is the understanding of reality as it is, free from distortions and delusions. For Sarah, this meant seeing clearly that true love, as her mother articulated, is founded on mutual respect and the honoring of each individual's inherent worth, not on the subjugation of one's identity for another. It also meant understanding that familial bonds, while sacred, should not demand the abandonment of one's authentic self. Eleanor's expectations, while rooted in tradition, were a form of clinging to a fixed idea of what a daughter-in-law should be, rather than seeing Sarah as she truly was. By cultivating right view, Sarah was able to discern the difference between genuine love and conditional attachment, allowing her to make a choice that honored her truth without abandoning the possibility of love. This perspective invites us to reflect. How often do we find ourselves caught between conflicting loyalties, and what suffering arises from our clinging to idealized outcomes? Can we cultivate a right view that allows us to navigate these complexities with wisdom, honoring both our relationships and our authentic selves, without resorting to blind sacrifice? The Noble Eightfold Path. Sarah's journey of transformation, after her mother's profound words and her own internal struggle, became a powerful embodiment of the Noble Eightfold Path, particularly in cultivating right thought, samma sankappa, and right speech, samma vaka. Right thought, in this context, was not about simply thinking positively, but about consciously directing her mind away from thoughts of resentment, victimhood, or the desire to please others at her own expense. It was about cultivating thoughts of self-respect, clarity, and compassion for herself, for Mark, and even for Eleanor. She began to recognize the subtle ways her own thoughts were contributing to her suffering, and through this awareness, she started to intentionally choose thoughts that aligned with her deepest values and her understanding of true love as respect. Her practice of right speech became crucial in navigating the delicate situation with Mark and Eleanor. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, Sarah learned to express her truth with clarity, kindness, and purpose. This meant speaking honestly about her career aspirations and her need for autonomy, not as demands, but as integral parts of who she was. It also meant listening deeply to Mark's and Eleanor's perspectives, even when they differed from her own, without judgment. This wasn't about winning an argument, but about fostering genuine understanding and respect. By choosing her words carefully, rooted in her right thought, Sarah was able to communicate her boundaries and her vision for their future in a way that, while challenging, ultimately opened the door for a more authentic and respectful dialogue, leading to a resolution that honored everyone's needs. The way forward. The healing for Sarah was not an immediate erasure of all pain, but a gradual process of integration and acceptance. The decision to uphold her values, though initially difficult, brought with it a profound sense of inner peace and integrity. She learned that true love doesn't demand the sacrifice of one's authentic self, but rather celebrates and respects it. The relationship with Mark, after navigating the storm, found a new equilibrium. It was no longer about conforming to external expectations, but about building a partnership based on mutual understanding and the freedom to be oneself. Sarah continued to thrive in her career, finding even greater fulfillment knowing that her work was an expression of her true self. Her bond with her mother deepened, a testament to the unwavering strength of unconditional love. Even with Eleanor, while complete agreement might never be reached, a new level of respectful coexistence emerged. Sarah realized that the weight of the world, the question of which was heavier, love or family, was not about choosing one over the other, but about finding the wisdom to integrate both, honoring her own truth while extending compassion to others. Her journey became a quiet testament to the fact that when we stand firm in our values, guided by wisdom and compassion, we can navigate life's most challenging dilemmas and emerge not unscathed, but whole and truly free. And what about you? Have you ever found yourself at a crossroads, torn between the demands of love and the expectations of family? What values have you been asked to compromise? And what was the true cost of that compromise? How do you navigate the delicate balance between honoring your relationships and staying true to your authentic self? What wisdom has emerged from your own dilemmas, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of love, family, and personal integrity? Take a moment, close your eyes, and bring to mind a situation where you felt torn between two powerful forces, perhaps love and family, or personal ambition and collective responsibility. Instead of seeking an external answer, turn inward. What does your deepest wisdom, your authentic self, tell you is the path of true respect and integrity? Write down one small, conscious action you can take today that aligns with that inner wisdom, even if it feels challenging. Writing it down is already a beginning. If you wish to continue on this journey, where each video is a mirror to the inner self, please click subscribe to walk together. No rush, only when you truly feel it.